Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag was released in 2013 as a single-player pirate game with a multiplayer mode added on top of it, with the same assassination mechanics from the single-player game. Ubisoft decided that it would be a good idea to add 9 achievements tied to this multiplayer mode as a punishment for whoever would want to earn all achievements and say that they 100%ed Black Flag, even after no one plays the multiplayer anymore, because it came out 13 years ago and wasn't even that good to begin with, so the players who used to play this definitely moved on to different games. The problem is, when Ubisoft added achievements for Assassin's Creed Black Flag a couple years ago, they also added the multiplayer achievements to Steam, and the multiplayer was completely dead by then, and so you would have to grind with friends or something to get those multiplayer achievements. And this is what I did today in this video. The 9 achievements can be split into 2 groups. Ones that don't require other people and can be done in a single player game mode of the multiplayer called Wolfpack. It's actually like co-op, but it's you can play it single. And ones that do require other players and can't be done solo, so you need friends or randoms. Since I don't have any friends, I started with the achievements that don't require other people to complete. The Wolfpack mode in Black Flag is technically a co-op mode that you're supposed to play with your friends, but since I don't have friends, again, I will be doing it solo for the purposes of this video. Speaking of it, the Wolfpack mode is a repetitive cycle of killing targets for the maximum number of points, so you can fill up the sequence bar and increase your time to the next targets. Also, intermittently, you'll get different sequences just to spice up the gameplay a little bit, and these range between sync kills, where you're supposed to communicate and talk with your team to kill all the targets at the same time.
Sync kill succeeded.
Defense sequences, where you're supposed to defend chests from targets that come and loot them.
One of your chests is under attack.
And infection sequences, where you have to pick up a packet to kill the targets. Like something like Pac-Man, you know, like Pac-Man, it runs around, you get the blips, and then you can go attack the ghosts. Like that. The achievements that can be gotten in this mode go as follows. Personal Bag of Tricks, which is to customize a multiplayer loadout.
Earn more time.
Master the Caribbean, which is to do 8 easier tutorial Wolfpack missions.
Then kill
Committed to the Cause, which is to reach level 55, and if you're going to do this for yourself, don't do what I did and make sure you leave this achievement for last until you get the other 8. Doing this achievement first means that you lose all the experience gained from doing the other achievements, which is ultimately a waste of time. I probably wasted about 5 hours on just that, so don't do that. The next achievement is Queen Anne's Revenge, which is to acrobatic kill a target and then kill another with a pistol as Blackbeard. And the last one you can get from Wolfpack is Preemptive Strike, which is to play as the Orchid and use the Sabotage ability on targets 10 times. The first and definitely easiest achievement to get was the Personal Bag of Tricks one to make a custom loadout. And I got it on my second game ever after buying the Copycat perk and putting it into my loadout. Again, definitely the easiest achievement in this whole mode. The next day, I decided to do the Discovery section of Wolfpack, which is just the tutorial section, and I got the Master of Caribbean achievement. The second easiest achievement, as all you need to do is to beat all 8 missions in the tutorial. 4 days of level grinding pass, which means that I am now level 40 where I was previously level 9, and decided to go for the Preemptive Strike and Queen Anne's Revenge achievements. Preemptive Strike is an achievement where you have to block 10 abilities from opponents utilizing the sabotaged range weapon as the Orchid character. And the best way to get this one is to play Wolfpack until sequence 11, because that's the first time when targets actually have abilities.
targets of
Make sure that the targets notice you, use Sabotage, and then kill them for the lowest amount of points. Like you run around so your points drop and then kill them. So you can stay in sequence 11 and do it as many times as you can in the time that you accumulated in the previous 10 sequences. If you do this 10 times, you should get the Preemptive Strike achievement, just like I got here.
extra time.
The Queen Anne's Revenge achievement is also easily gotten in Wolfpack, but just make sure you play on a map that has the chests close together in the defense sequences, because that is the easiest way to get this achievement. I chose Saint Pier. Make sure you play as Blackbeard. Play the Wolfpack session as normal until the defense sequence, then pick a spot to do your acrobatic kill, which is easily done by hanging off of this roof. Then wait till both chests are being attacked, acrobatic kill the first target, and shoot the second by holding the ranged weapon button, as this is the only way to get 100% accuracy. If you don't hold the ranged attack button for controller, like here it was Y, then it will be only a 30% accuracy, but if you hold it, it kind of like narrows in and you get the perfect shot. Also, make sure you're not playing on St. Matthew, because I had this problem too, and on St. Matthew you're supposed to kill Blackbeard as your final target, so you can't play as him, so you have to play in a map other than St. Matthew. But that was just because I got comfortable with St. Matthew and I wanted to play that one, but that one is the one where you kill Blackbeard. If you're keeping track, that was only the 4th achievement out of the 5 that we could get in the Wolfpack mode. And I was only level 41 out of 55 for that last achievement. So 3 whole days of grinding later, and to be honest, my advice if you're ever going to do this is put in some AirPods and just listen to a podcast or music or something, because the in-game sound gets like super repetitive. And also make sure you play a map that you're comfortable with. As previously stated, my favorite was St. Matthew. I think that's how you say it. But it's also like a pretty small one. And I could get through the sequences in about 9 to 12 minutes, give or take. And probably longer if I wasn't locked in. But yeah, if you're going to go for this, make sure you do that. And don't be like me and spend all your Animus credits on perks, because you need those for your abilities and ranged weapons, because you need those abilities and ranged weapons for the all-rounder achievement later. So I had to do a bunch of extra grinding for Animus credits for those abilities and ranged weapons, because I spent them all on perks, which sucked. With Wolfpack out of the way, we can finally move on to achievements that require other people to complete. Starting off with Lab Technician, which is just to play a game session of one of the multiplayer modes. Very easy as long as you have friends. And then there's All-Rounder, which I briefly mentioned before, and this one requires you to play on all the multiplayer game modes and use every ability and ranged weapon at least once. Sacred Land is next, and this one, along with the last one, is done best with friends, as all you have to do is help out one person with grinding points in domination for Sacred Land and getting someone to take a trapped lift for the elevator to the gallows achievement, which could be done in any map with a lift as long as you have the right ability. Also, if one of your friends has the right ability, they could kill you, and then you could use Copycat to get that ability, and it has worked for some people that I was helping out. The first one of these achievements that I got was Sacred Land, and all you have to do is get your friends on the enemy team to run up towards you while you're hiding on a bench or in a haystack in a captured zone, and all you do is continuously farm them for the maximum amount of points until the round ends, just like I did here. Also, make sure at least one team out of 2 is the Jaguar. I'm pretty sure your team doesn't need to be it, but at least one team in the match needs to be the Jaguar for this achievement to work. Next was Elevator to the Gallows, as we did here while playing in a game lab session, and my only piece of advice for this achievement is to wait for the lift to start flashing before having one of your friends take it. I mean, it might seem kind of obvious, but if it's not, then it won't blow up and you won't get the achievement, and you'd have to force your friend to take the lift again. And this is, again, a pretty easy achievement to get as long as you have a friend. Like I mentioned, 20 seconds ago, we were playing in a game lab, so here's the achievement for playing just one session in game lab. And finally, the last achievement for the Black Flag multiplayer, which is All-Rounder, arguably one of the harder ones between this one and the level 55 one. And this one is to play in all game modes, which include Manhunt, Domination, Wolfpack, Discovery Wolfpack, Wanted, Deathmatch, Assassinate, and Artifact Assault. If you were anything like me, and you already played on Domination, Wolfpack, and Discovery mode for other achievements, So you just need the rest of the game modes as well as the other abilities. This again can easily be done with friends, but there may be a chance to do some of the modes without friends and just play with randoms, because when we were playing there was a bunch of really sweaty randoms that were out there, and you will only be able to find them on weekends for the most part. But it can happen. But using friends is a way better method. Anyway, I managed to get it here after using the Disruption ranged weapon, which was the last thing I needed out of all the abilities and ranged weapons. And that's it. All 9 multiplayer achievements for Black Flag done. If you want to do this for yourself, I highly recommend joining a Steam group or a Discord server to get the achievements that require other people, but you might be able to get at least some with randoms, as we had some randoms always in queue when trying to get some of these achievements. They were like super sweaty as well. Also, the friends and clan system is completely broken in this mode, so your only bet of getting to play with your friends is if you queue for the same match at the same time. But there's not that many people on, so you will probably be able to play with your friends perfectly fine. The Black Flag remake is also supposed to come out soon, so this might be the last chance to get these achievements before the servers are shut down in preparation. So if you're thinking about this, I would make haste and do it now, and not to wait, or you might lose your chance on be able to do these achievements. And with that, I hope you enjoyed, and have a good rest of your day. Bye.